and welcome to the second episode of Dating Indefinitely. Woo, we're so excited to be here again.
Yes, we are.
So today's episode is actually going to be about date etiquette and also conversations. Thank you. Couldn't think about it.
What do you mean by etiquette?
So more like being a gentleman, those kind of things.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can open the door for you.
Can you?
Yeah.
He does. He does actually open the door for me. He's very sweet about that.
It's easy.
I feel like you've always been good at that.
Um,
Not always. I mean,
I feel like
there's definitely times where I open the door for myself, but
yeah. I feel like I grew up with my parents kind of, or my mom telling me like it's a polite thing to do. So
yeah, as moms should tell their sons. All right, so we'll get into it. So basically, me and Eduardo have started setting kind of rules for ourselves for our date nights.
real quick. Hi, I'm Eduardo.
I'm Keely. If you haven't watched the first episode, we're Eduardo and Keely. This is Dating Indefinitely.
I feel like you forgot to last time as well.
Yeah, I think I did. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, welcome. Anyways, back into it. We've established some dating rules for ourselves. We're married, and we still like to date ourselves. So, date ourselves? Is that how you'd say it?
Date each other.
We don't know how to talk today. It's fine. But one
I
thing
date myself too sometimes.
I would date myself so hard.
I'm introverted, so like I feel like I have those intimate moments with myself.
Oh, that's good. That sounds kind of creepy. Anyways, so some of the rules that we like to set for ourselves is, one big one is we don't like to have phones anymore on date nights, which we definitely have in the past. We've caught ourselves like sitting at dinner together, and we'll just have our phones out, and we'll realize like, oh, we're not even talking to each other, or we're talking to each other and we're just staring at our phones while we're talking. So
yeah,
that's definitely become a big thing for us.
It's a bad habit. It's hard. It's hard not to.
It's definitely hard, especially when you have other things going on in your life and you're like, oh, I got a notification, I need to check this. So that's been a number one thing for us recently is no phones.
It's just
on date night.
That dopamine burst where you like, you get a notification and then you're like, oh, what is that? Is that
yeah
Instagram? Is that TikTok? Is that someone trying to get a hold of me?
I think we're all pretty addicted to our phones by now.
Or you get the, what do you call it? Like the phantom ring or the phantom
buzz.
Yeah.
I get that.
I felt that so many times today.
All the time at work, I'll feel like my leg has vibrated, and I realize my phone is at my desk. It's not even with me.
Well, I feel that too, but like on my wrist as well, because I have the watch that's paired with my phone.
Oh.
And sometimes I'll feel like both at the same time, or
creepy.
Like one, and then like 2 minutes later, like I'll feel it on my wrist.
Your wrist, yeah.
And I think like, oh, maybe it's someone, and you check and there's no one there. But yeah, like I have a very bad habit of getting and playing games on my phone, and that's like a every minute of every day kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a really bad habit, and I definitely try to like not do that when we're having dinner with each other, because it's disrespectful to you, but like also it's just not it's not healthy.
Yeah.
Like, get off your phones. It should be like.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a respect thing. Like, you're basically saying to the other person, you're not as important to me to put my phone down. So.
Yeah. Let me just get this high score and then I'll.
Yeah, but I feel like also your skating game is for, anxious times. Like, you need it to like refocus almost.
Like, because of my ADHD. I don't like saying ADHD. But yeah, it's hard to focus sometimes. So. Yeah.
We also, we don't like to talk about finances because we've realized that's a really big stressor for us. is talking about our money, paying, rent, all that kind of stuff. That is not a really big thing to
I mean, it's
have a good
important.
date.
Yeah, it's important to talk about it, obviously, but like there's a time and place for it, and a date
Yes,
night is definitely not a
yes.
time and place for it because you want to enjoy each other's company and not, like you said, not worry about, because that's just, you know, that's your brain getting into like, okay, how can I solve this problem?
Yeah.
And you don't need that kind of mindset on a date.
Exactly. Like dates are supposed to be fun. Dates are supposed to be your time to reconnect together, especially if date night's only once a week or once every other week. That's your time to reconnect. You definitely don't want your reconnecting time to be added stress and anxiety and
Yeah, it should be a stress
unnecessary
free.
things. Yeah.
It should be a stress free moment.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have to be about money either. It can be about anything. It could be work.
Any stress related something.
Like leave. And like it's really hard for me to do this too, and I'm sure a lot of people struggle with this. But like just leaving work at work.
Yeah.
Like if you're working a typical 9 to 5, or even if you have your own business, work is constantly on your mind, whether you want to or not. So like
Yeah.
making that effort of like, okay, work will be there tomorrow, or whatever happened at work today stays at work. Now I need to focus my time and energy on you and,
Yeah.
just being respectful towards you and stuff.
That's a good point. And, not to say like you can't talk about work in general. Like if something good happened at work, definitely share that on date night because that's something to be celebrated and stuff
Yeah,
when you have a
share
good
your
day.
happiness with each other.
Yeah. But I think the point you're making is definitely if it's something stressful or like a continuous stressor at work, maybe leave that for a different time.
Yeah, like something that doesn't need to be talked about. Just
Yeah, I think, and we've definitely established that once a week we do like check-ins with each other, and so if you do need to talk about those things, set up a time during the week to talk about those things, the hard things that you don't really want to bring up on date night. I would definitely set that for a different time during the week, just so you know you have a dedicated time to spend with each other and it doesn't have to be messed up with stress talk.
yeah, just I don't know. I'm just gonna go back to what I said earlier. Just share your happiness. Like a
Yeah.
date night should be a fun moment with each other, connecting with each other. And I don't know. I heard the saying where like it's like your partner shouldn't be your happiness. Like you should be your happiness, and then when you're with your partner, you should share your happiness, and they share their happiness
Oh, I
with
like
you,
that.
and that's
Yeah.
how you. I don't know how the saying actually went, but
Yeah.
that's along the lines.
Okay, I like that.
So
Yeah. We do also want to like bring up the fact that, sometimes you can lack conversation because either you run out of things to talk about sometimes if you're at that point in your relationship, or the week's been so stressful and you're just so completely drained that you don't really even want to talk. You don't have the energy to really talk. We would love to give you advice on conversation starters. Like something that we do is we talk about your high and low for the day, which, yeah, we just talked about don't bring stressors in, but it's not like, you're focusing on the low.
yeah, it's just getting
Yeah.
to like know how your day went. Like,
Yeah. So like, you know,
did you have a funny
yeah.
moment at work, or did you have
Yeah,
a
what
funny
was
moment?
your high today? What brought you so much joy today? And that's something that can really start good conversations with each other is talking about your highs today.
Well, we haven't done that today. So, for
Oh, yeah.
example, what was your high today?
Oh yeah. Oh god. Okay, well, I think my high today was, oh my gosh, this is hard. Not to say that I didn't have a good day, but I would say I had a really good lunch. So, my high today was a good lunch. What was your high?
Actually, same. I had lunch with my sister. So.
We really love food, if you can't tell. So
Well, I was
that's
just
our
saying
highs
'cause-
normally is how good our food was.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. It's
Well,
not always.
I was
It's
just
not
gonna say
always.
because I got to see my sister at. during
Oh
lunch.
yeah, you got to have lunch with your
So
sister.
yeah, and it's been a while. So
Yeah. See, so it
There
just
it
starts
is.
little conversations like that.
we can get off topic.
There we go. Yeah. We also probably want to point out a little bit that I think there's some etiquette to dressing well on dates. Not that you have to dress up all the time for dates, but
I would say like
putting the effort in. I don't even know if that's etiquette or not, if I'm using that correctly, but I would say
I wouldn't say etiquette. I would just say
Yeah.
like dress appropriate
Dress
for
appropriately.
the date.
you know,
Like,
like
it depends on the date.
yeah. So like if you go on to a not even necessarily a super fancy dinner, but like a nice dinner, and if your woman is putting in a lot of effort in her outfit and then you show up in like sweatpants or something, then it's not going to be as
Yeah.
exciting to her. At least in my opinion, I feel like that to me. Like if you come out in not to say you
Shorts.
don't look great in sweatpants, but you look fabulous in sweatpants. But
I know.
if I'm putting in a ton of effort, because I feel like as a 9 to 5 job now, I don't necessarily put in a ton of effort into myself wearing, the best I could wear every day. And so the times that I do get to like show out and wear my very best, I would definitely want you to match me because I like taking pictures on dates. So
Yes, you do.
it would make me want to take pictures if you matched me.
Yeah, and for the record, I don't really ever wear sweats. I only wear
No,
sweats
I'm just
at
using that
home.
as an example.
Right. Yes, I understand what you mean.
Yeah,
Or vice versa, if it's
that's true. I've
And-
done it before.
indoor, like a stay-at-home date.
Yeah.
Where it's like, let's just be like, okay, here's the scenario. It's raining,
Yeah.
or it's wintertime
Mm-hmm.
and it's snowing if it snows where you are, and you have the fireplace on.
Yeah.
Then maybe having sweats and like
Yes,
a comfy
that's
shirt
Fine. Yes.
is appropriate. But yes, I
Yes.
understand like going out to a restaurant, like I mean, I personally feel like I have pretty good.
You have good style. I'm not saying you don't have good style.
Not right now, obviously, because right now we're comfy. Like
Yes,
we're-
this is not a good example.
But I like wearing my button-up shirts.
Yeah.
I like wearing my what do you call them? The Dr. Martens or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No, you normally look pretty good.
I think so. I love me my skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Doing my hair.
See, so just a good example of like putting effort in, if I'm putting effort in, or vice versa, if he's dressed up. Because I actually have done that before where you're actually pretty dressed up and then I'm in like jeans and a t-shirt.
Especially with my family. Like if we're, even a kid's birthday party with my family. I feel
Yeah.
like in the Hispanic culture, it's very common for
to get dressed up.
you get really nice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like
Yeah.
a suit, but like
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I would go all out like your family does sometimes.
Yeah, my family goes
Yeah.
all out.
Yeah, I feel like his family will be like, or like his mom and sister will be in dresses, and I've shown up in jeans and a regular shirt, and then I'm like, I feel super underdressed. So
Yeah.
dress for the occasion as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another conversation starter, going back to the topic of the conversation starter, or date etiquette. Another thing that would be cool is like doing games with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Because
yeah.
a lot of times games are conversation starters. Like you don't realize it, but I don't know. What's the one game we play? The Kings.
Shout
something?
out to Montana who taught me a card game. It's called King's Cross. And it's
That's
right.
right.
It's a really fun card game and took me a little bit to learn, but once I taught him, he became obsessed with it.
It's fun.
Yeah, but it's a super easy card game, so that's something we can do. We can even take it to date nights like at a restaurant at dinner, you know, especially if you're at a restaurant where like the food takes a little bit. And again, if you're exhausted and you don't really know what to talk about, yes, absolutely bring a game. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that like you can do, like if you're, I don't know, watching a show, watching a movie, it's something you can do while doing that activity because it doesn't really require you to like focus so much on it
Yeah.
or you know, like really think strategically. I mean, you still have to, but like
Right.
not to the point where you can't do any outside.
Yeah. Like that's not the activity, basically.
Yeah, like that's just more to like help you, like I said, the conversation starter or whatever.
Yeah. And we're not saying like we don't have anything to talk about. We definitely
No, we have
love
days where
talking.
we kind
yeah,
of
we have those days where we kind of lack conversation. So this is stuff that we have experienced. So
I always like to refer back to, for those of you who don't know, we love the first date that Keely and I ever went to was When Harry Met Sally
it's
at
the best movie,
Harkins
guys. Yeah, it was
downtown.
Harkins.
And there's this moment where they're, you know, later in the movie, not to spoil it, but it's a really old movie. So at this point,
Spoiler
you're
alert
just,
if you
yeah.
haven't seen When Harry Met Sally.
But like when they're eating the salad after that awkward situation the night before, you know, they don't have much to talk about because they feel weird with each other.
yeah.
I'm not saying like that's the situation with us, but like whenever you don't have anything to talk about, I think it's funny that in that scene he's just chewing his salad and then he's like, it's so nice to just sit with someone and not have to talk. And I relate to that. You know, I'm just like, you know what? That is kind of nice sometimes.
He says that all the time, though, you guys. When we are lacking conversation, he will bring that up so much. Be like, wow, it's really nice to just be able to sit here in silence and not have to talk. I'm like, I still want to talk.
Yeah, but like, you know.
Yes.
And it breaks the ice.
It does. It
It
breaks
usually-
the ice.
You know, gets you laughing or something. Or
It does. It does make me laugh a lot. I don't even know what I was going to say now.
When Harry Met Sally, man.
When Harry
That's
Met
just-
Sally. Okay, we got time. We can tell you guys. So, our first date, it wasn't even a date because we were just friends at that point, and friends.
It was a date.
It was not a date. We were just friends. And so I really wanted to go see When Harry Met Sally in theaters because they were bringing it. One of our theaters, it brings back like old movies sometimes, and they were bringing back When Harry Met Sally, and it was one of my favorites. And I definitely could have asked somebody else to go with me, but I didn't want to. I wanted to go with him. And so I was basically like, man, I really want to go to this. I just don't want to go by myself. And he was like,
That's literally
that's
how
how I
she said it.
did it.
And I was like,
Okay, I guess I'll go with.
oh, okay. I mean, I
Like, I could go with you. And I was like,
guess I could go.
okay, I guess.
So I thought it was funny because in the movie, you know, they're driving to New York and Harry basically says, you know, a man and a woman can never be friends, just friends, because the sexual tension always gets in the way or whatever.
Exactly.
And when that part came on and we were just friends, I was like, wait, are you like trying to, is this a...
And I was not, you guys. I was seriously just, I knew we were friends.
No, you.
I was not
she
trying
was hitting on
to.
me. She
I
was
was
giving
not
me a
trying to
clue.
hit on him.
She was trying to put the ball in.
Okay,
my feet,
but here's
my
the thing.
court.
Here's the thing. I did not remember that line. So when they said it in the movie, it didn't even hit me then that he would think that. He didn't tell me until what, a year later? Couple years later?
I don't know.
It was a while after we had actually started dating that he told me, like, yeah, I totally at that moment was like, oh, okay, she wants to date me.
Yeah, she's hitting on me. Okay,
And I didn't know that. I didn't know
was
that
like,
till much
okay,
later.
I got the pass. We can
Whatever.
we can proceed with. Yeah.
But Yeah, so now every year whenever they bring that movie back into theaters, we go see it around the same time that we saw it for the first time. So
Yeah,
it's so good. If you guys
I
haven't
actually
seen that
really like
movie,
it.
please go see it because
It's pretty
it's
good.
so good.
It is pretty
It's
good.
so good. Okay, so let's get to our final little bits. We're adding something to the show. I don't even know what we want to call it yet. We're just gonna call it Rapid Fire for now. You guys actually can help us name it if you want. Give us ideas of what we should call these questions. Okay, so I'll go first and then you can ask me your questions. So we're going to ask like 3 questions really quick to each other and you just got to like answer as fast as you can.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I prefer text or call?
Call.
Yes. Favorite show?
You have way too many. The
Just
Office,
try.
Friends.
No. It would be The Office or Gilmore. I would have taken The Office
I said The
or
Office
Gilmore
first.
Girls. Yeah, but you said Friends was your final answer, so it would have been Friends or I would have been
I was
The
gonna say
Office or
Gilmore
Gilmore
Girls, too.
Girls. Okay, last one. What's my favorite holiday?
I mean Christmas. No, it's Halloween. It's Halloween. I'm sorry.
Good job.
I blanked out.
Yeah, you almost. I mean, Christmas is. I love Christmas, but yeah, I'm a Halloween girl.
Yeah.
Okay, you go.
Am I an early riser or a night owl?
Night owl. He cannot get up early to save his
It
life.
sucks getting up early. I'm trying to become an early riser.
You guys, it's so bad that in the morning when I get up and he's still like dead asleep, I literally will put like my hand on his chest to like look if his chest is rising and falling because he looks dead. That's how he sleeps. He sleeps like a dead person.
And I literally sleep like on my back with like my hands like this. If you can't see it, like a dead person.
Yeah,
How would you
like-
describe this for those
Like
who
a
can't see?
coffin.
Yeah.
Like coffin sleeping. I don't even know. Okay,
Yeah,
go.
It's just yeah. Am I primary a guitarist or bassist?
Guitarist.
Wrong.
No, I see you play guitar way more than I see you play bass.
I'm more of a bassist.
Well,
Bass is my primary instrument.
apparently I know nothing about my
You know
husband.
nothing about me.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. I'm sorry.
Man, it's so.
We're just gonna throw so much.
We're gonna pop culture.
Yeah.
Maybe not pop culture, but like
So much like
some-
nerdy stuff at
yeah,
you guys. Geeky stuff. Okay, last question.
This one's fun. Am I a pozole guy or a tamal guy?
Oh, you're pozole all the
I'm
way.
pozole all
Pozole.
the way. I love pozole.
Yeah, when your mom whips out the pozole at Christmas, so good,
It's
you guys.
so good.
If you could have his mom's pozole, you would go to
Any
heaven.
of my mom's food.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
I try to replicate it, but
No
I will never
comment.
be. I'll never be.
No, you're a really
I'm
good
just
cook,
kidding.
though. I love your food.
He does. We
I
can
feel
we
like-
can have a whole episode about how good of a cook
I
am.
think we should have an episode about food.
Okay. Telling you guys we are
We are food people. I was gonna say something else.
I
but
know
was
what
like,
you were gonna say. I knew what you were gonna say. You're like food people.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so now it's time, as you guys know, we pull a date idea at the end of each episode and then we will share that date. We will record it for you guys and reveal it to you during the week on our social. So here we go.
Actually,
it
I
up.
pulled last time, so you pull this
Okay,
time.
I'll pull this. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's see what it is. I can never read his handwriting.
I write in cursive for those of you who don't know.
Yes. Okay. Go on a run, then have a picnic afterwards at the lake. Are we running with the food?
No, I was thinking like Little Lake Hefner.
I'm just kidding. I know what you meant.
You know, like go for.
I
a
can
little
see us
run.
like running with like all the picnic stuff on our back. We're running to our picnic spot.
I don't know, like go.
Yeah,
have a
yeah, yeah. No,
little-
I like it. I like
okay.
it. Okay. So that's a good one.
We've been trying to be a little more active and like exercise more.
Yes, we're unhealthy, guys.
I have been pretty consistent. So
have I.
I
Just
you
kidding.
know,
No, I haven't.
you have you've gone with me to the gym a few times.
That's true. So that's going to be our date. You guys will see it next week. Or actually,
I
no,
bet you
later
there's
this
people
week.
that are
so.
like, running? That's not a date.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's rude.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so that is basically our episode today. We're going to end you with a little bit of advice. So I really like this quote. It's, don't let the little things obscure the big picture. So basically, if you guys, arguing, fighting, whatever, don't let that overshadow you both as a whole, just because, we are never guaranteed to come home after work. Not to get like morbid or anything like that, but we're not guaranteed to like see our partner when we leave the house. So make sure like when you leave the house, even if you're upset, try to make a point to say that I love you, give each other that kiss. It's really important, and we've definitely tried to make that more of a priority.
Yeah, my family doesn't really like, we love each other and we know that we do, but we don't really communicate that much. I don't know if that's just part of like
So
a
he's
Hispanic.
learned that because my family is like super charismatic. We're like, I love you.
Yeah, you guys say I love you literally all the time. Like, even if
We
you're
do.
texting, you
I
guys will
love you
say
guys.
love you, bye. And it's like, you're texting, like, it doesn't really, the conversation doesn't really end when you, I mean, I guess it does end, but
It does. Yeah, when he would see my family would always we say I love you after every conversation on the phone, and he was not used to that. And so I started telling him like, hey, I think after you talk to your mom or your family on the phone, you should tell them you love them.
And we're doing better about that.
Yeah, I've heard you guys actually say I love you on the phone. So.
Yeah, we are.
It's been
But
good.
it would normally be like,
Okay, bye.
okay, ahí nos vemos. Hey, ándale, hey, adiós. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. I'm like, say I love you. You never know when you're going to talk to them again. My gosh.
Yeah.
So
say I love you.
Yep, say I love you, guys. And that's our show. See you next time, and look for our date post. All right. Bye.